Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy GZTV. Real quick before I go to bed here, I'm going to be talking about the Tuesday, February 4th games. We had about 5 good games. We're going to talk Mavs, Sixers, Celtics, Cavs, Rockets, Nets, Knicks, Raptors, and then the Heat and the Bulls to close it out. So, man, the main event of the night. We're just going to get straight into it. Mavs, Sixers. My goodness, Joel Embiid is back for the first time in a month. First time since pretty much Christmas. So he's back. Joel Embiid is a triple-double in his first game again in a month. The Sixers slip past the Mavs. They win by 2. These are two teams. The Mavs are going to have a lot of adjusting to do. Obviously, they have Anthony Davis coming soon. I don't know when he's set to play his first game, but a lot of adjusting, a lot of interesting things going forward. And I really, really hope. I am a Celtics fan, and I'm supposed to hate Embiid. I really hope that this guy is back for good. I hope he doesn't sit out like 2 games, play a game. Obviously they want what's best for his health, but if you're not even making the play-in, I don't know what we're doing here. But Joel Embiid doing a little bit of everything in his first game back in a while. Scoring the ball, rebounding the ball, passing the ball. We don't see triple-doubles that often out of Embiid either, so this is pretty awesome to see. Obviously, the Mavs are 0-2 since trading Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers, which people are going to carry that narrative. It doesn't really mean anything. Luka hasn't played in a month, pretty much, just like Embiid. I don't think Luka's played since Christmas, like even further back than when Embiid played last. But yeah, man, I don't know. Dropping a triple-double in your return, that's always great, Giving them the lead late, hitting big shots, hitting timely shots, MVP-level shots, which is why he won the MVP a couple of years ago. Hitting fadeaways. And obviously Tyrese Maxey was there to compliment him, hitting all sorts of threes and tough shots. Guys like Klay Thompson were trying to fill in for the Mavs and make it tough on them, but it just didn't work. Really all they have is Kyrie Irving right now. 34 points for him. They are, again, waiting on that AD piece to really kind of implement itself. They're starting guys like Kessler Edwards, which obviously PJ Washington not playing kind of sucks. But, they have Najee Marshall, Spencer Dinwiddie, Max Christie, great first game on the squad. He didn't skip a beat. You have Prosper, you have Kelly. You have some pretty solid pieces off the bench. But, yeah, man, Kessler Edwards being in the starting lineup. I don't even think Luka or AD not being there is a huge problem. I think it's more they need PJ Washington. That's an X-factor player on that team. You look at the Sixers, 29 points, 10 assists, 11 rebounds for Joel Embiid, 33 points and 13 assists for Tyrese Maxey. It's great to have Embiid back and for him to create for guys like Tyrese Maxey. One of them's getting doubled, pass to the other. It's an awesome dynamic that we saw last year in the playoffs. Obviously, Embiid's not the greatest playoff performer, but it's cool to see him back. We're going to move on to my Celtics and Cavs. Finally, man, I'm so happy that the Celtics get a big win against somebody. Man, we've lost to some shitty teams this year, and to come out and beat one of, if not the best team in the NBA right now, I guess the Thunder are probably better. I don't know, but it's awesome. Jason Tatum scores 22. The Celtics hold off the Cavaliers by 7 in a matchup of the 2 best teams in the Eastern Conference. This was obviously box office. It's obviously a big-time matchup here. Yeah, man, Jason Tatum and Derek White doing their thing in the scoring margins and showing their championship makeup down the stretch, able to close games. This is why they won the finals last year. Really fun game to watch. Obviously they withstand the Cavs, and this is, as of now, what is projected to be the Eastern Conference Finals. And I would be down with that. A 7-game series, obviously, as a Celtics fan, that would be tough for us, but that'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, man, Darius Garland hit so many tough shots throughout this game, and Donovan Mitchell hit some tough shots. that backcourt is undeniable. But yeah, Jason Tatum, he gets on his hot streaks. He gets going, and it's hard to stop there. Celtics turning defense into offense as they always do, as they do so well. You look at the Celtics, 22 points for Jason Tatum, 20 points for Derek White, who shot 50% overall, and Al Horford had a good game off the bench, 13 points, 10 rebounds. He shot 33% from 3. Good stuff from those 3. Obviously, for fantasy, I'd like to see a little bit more out of Jaylen Brown, but I digress. You look at the Cavs, 17 points, 18 rebounds for Jarrett Allen. Monster performance against Porzingis. That is not easy to do. You get a 25-point game for Darius Garland, and you get 31 points for Donovan Mitchell. I'm just not a big fan of Max Strus. He had a complete fall from grace on this team. He has not been playing well recently. They have George Niang and Ty Jerome and Sam Merrill off the bench that can come in for him. At some point, you're going to have to experiment with some of those guys because Max Strus is just not going to get it done. I know he's been on championship caliber teams and he knows what it takes to win, and he's damn near a veteran at this point, but he's not a starter on this team at all, on a very otherwise consistent squad. So there's kind of my thoughts on that. Let's move to the Rockets and the Nets. What a chaotic game this was. Late threes by Keon Johnson and D'Angelo Russell give the Nets a 2-point win over the Rockets. The guys scored 6 points in 6 seconds. Absolute brutal way for the Rockets to go out, especially when they're trying to maintain themselves in the Western Conference. This is not a team you want to lose to. This is not a fashion that you want to lose any game in. But yeah, man, Keon Johnson, D'Angelo Russell made 3-pointers in the final 10 seconds, and they stunned the Houston Rockets. This is their first home victory in 2 months. You heard it right. First home victory for the Nets in 2 months. That is how terrible at home they are. They win a lot of games on the road, honestly, but yeah, playing at home is what's keeping them from being like a sub 500 team. It's actually kind of crazy. They stun them, they get the win, they steal it from the Rockets with an unbelievable closing sentence. One of the wildest closing sequences we've seen all year. Obviously Amen Thompson's going to make it tough defensively anytime you have to play the Rockets, so two-handed rejection. I love Amen Thompson, man. Really fun game, though. Alperen Şengün proved to be a tough opponent, hitting tough shots, and, Keon Johnson was getting to the rim and throwing it down, being aggressive. You look at the Rockets, though, really it was the Alperen Şengün show. 24 points, 20 rebounds. I don't know why Aaron Holiday was in the starting lineup, but he was. They have Cam Whitmore, Jayshawn Tate, Steven Adams. Reed Shepherd played really well. They did kind of start diverting the minutes when they realized that Aaron Holiday's not starting material on this team. But, yeah, Aaron Holiday, not the greatest game in the world. So, yeah, obviously not having Fred VanVleet kind of hurts them, but they still should have been able to beat this Nets team. You look at the Nets, 22 points for Keon Johnson. He played great, 50% three-point shooting. That's really all they needed. It was a pretty simple win for the Nets. Pretty low-scoring basketball game, to be fair, but there you go. 2 more games to talk about. We're going to first start with the Knicks and the Raptors. Karl-Anthony Towns has 27 points and 20 rebounds. The Knicks win their 8th straight over the Raptors. They are climbing the ranks in the East. They win by 6. Amazing scoring for both Cat and Jalen Brunson. Again, being that scoring duo that New York has needed for a while. Obviously they've had their stints with Carmelo Anthony, never had a complimentary piece. Even early Jalen Brunson never really had a complimentary piece. Patrick Ewing, to an extent, never really had a complimentary piece unless you want to count John Starks. It's nice to see the Knicks finally have 2 great scorers on their team. And even, Porzingis for a while never had a complimentary piece post-Melo. So, again, obviously Karl-Anthony Towns not just scoring the ball, rebounding the ball at an unbelievably high level. This is their 8th win in 10 games. That's awesome. So they're 8-2 in their last 10. They've won 8 in a row. Yeah, man, some of the shots you see Cat make at the big man position, it doesn't make any sense. Really fun game here, though. Brunson hit some threes late, one of the more clutch players in the league. Jonathan Mogbo had a nasty little alley-oop. His athleticism was fun to watch, and he was hitting tough shots for the Raptors. Jonathan Mogbo actually played pretty reasonably well. I don't even know. But you look at the Knicks, 27 points, 20 rebounds for Cat. He shot 67% from 3, 28 points for Jalen Brunson. Again, those two just getting it done. Yeah, you shouldn't do that much. You shouldn't have to do that much to beat the Raptors. But, they had Scotty Barnes going for 23. Obviously, you'd expect a little more out of Jakob Poeltl. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he got hurt. I guess he did get hurt, so that's unfortunate. They had Kelly Olynyk and Bruce Brown and Ochai Agbaji and Jamal Sheed. They have a decent bench to come in for Jakob Poeltl when he got hurt. But, yeah, the Raptors are kind of a lost cause. I think they should start tanking. They've tried really hard to, win games. I think at this point they need to tank for Cooper Flag, as should a lot of teams. Chicago. Speaking of Chicago, actually, funny enough, we're going to talk about the Heat in the Bulls game to kind of close the night out. Josh Giddey and Montes Buzelis score 24. They lead the Bulls over the Heat by 9. Rookie Montes Buzelis having possibly the best game of his early NBA career, which is awesome. And Josh Giddey scored at a really high level as well. 2 unlikely candidates. But again, they traded Zach LaVine, so guys are going to step up. Guys are going to get more minutes. Again, I think the Bulls should plan on tanking, but I don't know if they're going to. They get the win. I mean, Montes Puzel is dunk contest ready. Insane alley-oop slams. A young athletic player. Really fun to watch. Really fun game here. Obviously Kobe White added some input. He was hitting some threes. He's always a perimeter threat. Iota Solmu getting to the rim and showing his athleticism. But yeah, man, Montes Puzel, he can score from a lot of places. So, maybe use this Zach LaVine trade to try to develop him and get him some NBA experience while we're at it, You look at the Heat, though, 23 points for Bam Adebayo. Kello Ware, a guy who's been emerging as a fantastic player for the Heat and a guy they can develop into someone very special. 17 points, 12 rebounds. He shot 50% from three, 67% overall. You get 23 points from Tyler Hero. You get 20 points off the bench for Nikola Jovic, who shot 70%. Hayden Highsmith. Obviously, the whole Jimmy Butler situation is really what's losing the Heat games, and they're kind of having a mediocre year. Hayden Highsmith in the starting lineup, they have everyone else on the bench. Jaime Jaquez Jr., Alec Burks, Terry Rozier, Nikola Jovic, and you're starting Hayden Highsmith. That makes no sense to me. What the Haywood? Fuck, I don't even know his name. Jesus Christ. You look at the Bulls, 12 points, 11 rebounds for Vucevic, who shot 40% from three. He could possibly be on the trade block by the deadline. 22 points for Kobe White. 21 points for Iota Solmu, made both of the three-pointers he shot tonight. 24 points for Josh Giddey, who shot 40% from three. 24 points for Montes Puzel. He shot 10 for 10. He didn't miss a single shot. Great, efficient basketball there for Montes Puzel. Real quickly, looking at tomorrow's games, I think the Cavs-Pistons will be a fun game to watch. What else? Not many great games. The Suns are playing the